Wrestling fans of the internet, welcome back to another episode of Linwood Wrestling Legends. As always, I am your faithful host, Jon the Commentator, and if you love wrestling as much as we do at Linwood Wrestling Legends, then you just gotta hop on that mainline. Besides the shiny new production values and overall facelifts, this is gonna be an absolute ripper of an episode. We have got mid-card madness and a tag extravaganza. We have got so much coming at you today, but before we get into any of that, let's hear from our general manager, Todd Sorenson, who's here to give us the 411. Let's go ringside to check it out. Alright folks, here comes the boss, Todd Sorenson. So everybody pay attention, because he's about to unpack one of my brilliant ideas. You guys are going to love this. And once again, totally my idea. Big shout out to all the folks on the intertubes. You guys are going to love this. And there's the merch sales again. Shine on, you greedy ass diamond. Damn straight as... Whoa, what the hell are you saying, Todd? Seriously, Todd, this is a straight up jack move. You have reached a new low, sir. I'll bet anything that magnanimous was the word of the day in his word of the day calendar. You rip off my idea and you got the nerve to call yourself magnanimous? You are so lucky that A, I need this job, and B, you can't find anybody better. You see what I have to put up with here, folks? Any more brilliant ideas, boss? Oh god, what's happening? What are you looking at, Todd? Can I look too? Oh god, it's Kimberly. Scratch that, I don't want to look anymore. What could the mean girl possibly want, over and above the ridiculous demands she's already made? Yeah, we're real sorry to inconvenience you, your majesty. There is so much wrong with that statement, I don't even know where to start unpacking. The only part she got right was rinky-dink promotion. Come on, Todd, you gotta call her bluff. Nobody wants those legions of Kimberly fans gone more than I do. My boss, Todd Sorenson, finally growing a back... Wait, she gets a foot spa? Anybody else get a foot spa? I didn't. And there you have it, folks. Now that Kimberly's been put in her place, we can get on with some wrestling. Your services are not needed tonight, Kimberly, so take a hike. Folks, this is the first time we have ever recorded a match like this, and as such, Ernie the cameraman is going to be trying a few new things. There is going to be a lot going on at any given time, but with the help of Ernie's new camera rig, we plan to scoop up every last little nugget of action for your viewing pleasure. If this works, we'll roll with it, but if it doesn't, Ernie the cameraman gets to go back to his old job at the coroner's office filming autopsies for a living, and we find ourselves a new Ernie the cameraman. So no pressure, Ernie the cameraman, just remember to breathe. So wrestling fans, without any further ado, let's go check out the first of two fatal four-ways for that title shot. I am so excited. The following match is a fatal four-way. There will be no countouts or DQs. Introducing the first contender. From Detroit, Michigan in the United States, he is Homeboy Love Shark. Folks, I got some mixed feelings about this one. It's always nice to see Homeboy Love Shark again, but as much as I may like him on a personal level, this man has no business being in a wrestling ring. But I get it. He's just a divorced middle-aged dad in questionable shape who wants his kids to think he's cool. Some might find that kind of devotion touching, but I'm just remembering all the times I had to drive him to the ER last year. Introducing the second contender. From Providence, Rhode Island in the United States, he is the Iceberg, Jacob Berg. Alright folks, this party's just getting started. I'll spare you the terrible puns about the iceberg being out of cryogenic storage, but rest assured I got a bunch of them. This guy might not be the best wrestler on the roster, or even in this match, but he is sure as hell one of the most entertaining. As a former stage magician, he knows how to work a crowd. One can only wonder about the magic career that could have been, were it not for those rather gruesome and public deaths involving his last 5 consecutive stage assistants. He's injured a lot less people as a wrestler than he ever did as a magician. Introducing the third contender. From Cleveland, Ohio in the United States, he is the Professor, Jerome Scott. As a wrestling fan, first and foremost, it is an absolute thrill to see the Professor back in the saddle. If I had to pick anyone to win this thing, this is the guy right here. Besides being hands down the best technical wrestler we've got, he has also got the highest IQ of anybody on the men's roster, which admittedly is a low bar. And that's on account of him being a literal physics professor with a PhD from Cornell University, no less. Jerome Scott is truly the missing link between Bret the Hitman Hart and Neil deGrasse Tyson, and it is always a pleasure to see him in action. And speaking of action, I got $20 on the Professor. Anybody want to take that bet? Introducing the fourth and final contender. From Boksburg, South Africa, he is the Boksburg Butcher, Jon the Commentator. Every story needs a villain, and here he is in all his glory, the Boksburg Butcher. We saw some of his dastardly deeds on display last week against the Violator, and it was not pretty. If anything, he's probably going to be even worse this time around. Hell, look at all the crummy things he already does in regular matches. You tell a wrestler like him there's no DQs or countouts? Well, that's just asking for trouble. And because there are no DQs, any and every act of scumbaggery this guy perpetrates is going to be perfectly legal. If that doesn't give the other wrestlers cause for concern, I don't know what else to tell them. And if I'm being honest, folks, I'm still kind of stinging that my boss, Todd Sorenson, stole my idea and tried to pass it off as his own. My only consolation is that if this goes ass over tea kettle, it's a little late for Todd to walk it back. And speaking of ass over tea kettle, let's just hope that Ernie the cameraman's new rig delivers the goods. If it doesn't, we'll never speak of it again, and we'll probably never speak of Ernie the cameraman again, until we hire another Ernie the cameraman. Our current Ernie the cameraman isn't the first Ernie the cameraman, and he will not be the last Ernie the cameraman. So this Ernie the cameraman better deliver. Referee Chad Remington rings the bell and they are breaking off 2 by 2. Iceberg sticks the Russian leg sweep and the Professor clobbers away at Homeboy Love Shark. Although there is going to be a lot going on in this match, I am but one lowly commentator. But that said, I will endeavor to do my best. Professor goes over the ropes and the Butcher gets slammed into the corner. He is fighting his way out. Love Shark draping the Professor over the ropes and there goes the club and handle. Can he get the early pin? 1! And the pin gets broken up by the Butcher. If I was referee Chad Remington, I'd want to get the hell out of the way. Love Shark goes over the ropes. The Iceberg into the corner and the Professor sticks the crucifix. He is cleaning house. I'm telling you folks, the Professor is the pony to bet on. The Butcher going for the suplex and the Professor counters. And there's homeboy Love Shark. The Iceberg going to the outside and Love Shark grabs his feet. Professor sticks an Olympic-style shoulder breaker. Just a reminder, there are no countouts, so they can go wherever they like. Professor nails the belly-to-belly suplex. If homeboy Love Shark wants his kids to think he's cool, he better take control of this match real soon. If he keeps putting in this kind of half-assed performance, his kids are gonna get teased at school tomorrow. Love Shark going for the scoop, but the Professor gives him the slip. And down he goes. Professor's got the Butcher laid up in the corner, but he is fighting his way out. Oh, and there goes the first weapon of the evening. The Iceberg grabs the cue and plays some dirty pool. And oh yes, that is a pool cue and not a kendo stick. There are many reasons a pool cue might be under a wrestling ring, but this ain't a dojo, so we have no use for kendo sticks. Butcher gets Love Shark in the fireman's carry, but collapses under the weight of Love Shark. Love Shark pushing his luck and going for another cheeky early pin. Ooh, kick out before the one. You can't blame the guy for trying though. Love Shark whipping the Butcher into the ropes. He's going for the bear hug, but the Butcher is punching his way out. Professor going for an early pin. Oh, he gets broken up just after the one. We're starting to see some good gravy. Look at that kick. That came out of nowhere. And Love Shark is not having any of that. Homeboy Love Shark sliding out of the ring, possibly looking for his asthma medication. And he has got a pool cue. This overweight divorced dad is not afraid to get down and dirty. And just a reminder, fellas, I am doing my commentary hiding under that announcer's desk, so if you could stay away from it, that would be great. Love Shark hitting that flapjack. But with his physique, I'd imagine he prefers pancakes. But hey, with a little maple syrup, don't we all? Iceberg going topside and boom goes the double axe handle. We are all outside the ring now. The Butcher's got Love Shark. Oh, for God's sakes, what did I tell you guys about the desk? The staff veterinarian says I can't keep taking these desks off. And into the stairs he goes. You see, fellas, isn't it much more fun to whip each other into the steel stairs? We got a little ballet going on here. And another one gets whipped into the steel stairs. Butcher laying out homeboy Love Shark with a well-timed bulldog. The Iceberg is just biding his time on the outside. He knows no matter what he does, he is still getting paid the same lousy $200. And the steel stairs claim another victim. Nobody wants to admit it, but those steel stairs injure more people than they help, and I think they should be banned. But I know what you're thinking, folks. If we get rid of the stairs, how do the wrestlers get into the ring? Well, that's their problem. Ooh, and back into the ring goes the Professor. Whatever's happening between Love Shark and the Butcher looks like it's about to get worse before it gets better. Like the coward he is, the Iceberg is just circling on the outside, and now he's back in the ring. Gets the Professor in the fireman's carry, and down he goes. And here's some useless trivia. Firefighters no longer use the fireman's carry, so what the hell even is it anymore? The Iceberg trying for a figure 4 leg lock. The Professor is trying to power his way out. It's probably going to take more than the Iceberg's got to submit our best technical wrestler. And if all else fails, oh, look at that. Oh, what the hell happened there? Roll it back, Ernie. The Butcher is absolutely taking the screws to Love Shark, and I think he might have broken his nose. Time will tell. And just remember, folks, it's all about the Iceberg, and we are just NPCs. Professor finds himself laid up in the corner. Love Shark going for the roll-up in the cheeky pin. One! Kick out after the one, but he is determined to get that pin. We have got limbs, body parts, and weapons flying everywhere, and I, for one, am glad that I'm not the one to clean this up. Snake Eyes for the Butcher. Iceberg dumps him with a wheelbarrow bulldog. And I gotta say, Ernie, I am appreciating the utility of your new rig. Makes this show look more like a wrestling match and less like some loser playing a video game. Iceberg takes the Butcher's back, and boom goes the European uppercut. Homeboy Love Shark doing his best to look menacing, but down he goes. And we are about to see the Iceberg reach into his bag of tricks. Boom! Cactus driver! Let's see that again, Ernie. This is just a little something the Iceberg borrowed from wrestling legend and wonderful human being Mick Foley. But is it enough for the pin? Apparently not. And if we hadn't said it before, or we don't say it enough, I just want to state for the record that we at this promotion love Mick Foley. And down goes the Butcher. Love Shark is starting to find his feet, and hopefully his kids are starting to think he's cool. Oh, look at that! The Iceberg says it's hammer time! But unfortunately, only homeboy Love Shark is old enough to remember the significance of hammer time. And as much as I hate to date myself, so am I. And to be honest, it's very hard to describe to the younger generation just how big MC Hammer was. Boom! Gravitational constant! The professor just gave the Iceberg a crash course in physics. And the Butcher breaks up the pin. And I could have been describing that in better detail, but all you people wanted to hear about was MC Hammer. You made me do that. Good gravy! Referee Chad Remington gets clocked by an errant Butcher. Can Love Shark get the pin? Butcher and the Iceberg says no. And just for the record, if Hammer ever wants to come to this show and sit ringside, we will absolutely roll out the red carpet for him. Whole lot of blood trickling down the Butcher's face, and he bell claps his way out of that bear hug. Butcher's got him by the scruff of the... Oh, what are we seeing here? Good gravy! I have never seen anything like that. Roll it back. Two unlikely allies teaming up to Russian League sweep Love Shark in stereo. Now I've seen everything. Well, almost everything. I've yet to see a Sasquatch match at this promotion, but I get a feeling I'm going to tick that one off my bucket list one of these days. And here comes the Iceberg with the chair. You get a chair, and you get a chair, and Love Shark says no. But look at all this blood. Our staff veterinarian Francesca is going to be very busy after this match. 2. And the professor breaks up the count. And one has to wonder, will there be enough weapons left under the ring for the women's match next? Breaker, we got a multiple car pile-up and a suplex off the rebound. Professor taking control of the chair, and the Iceberg is taking one to the back. Good gravy, what was that? Roll it back, Ernie. The Boxburg Butcher's biggest hero is Jean-Claude Van Damme. And as a person who's watched Bloodsport literally hundreds of times, I approve of that kick.
Okay, USA.
Seriously, I could do a one-man rendition of Bloodsport. That's how many times I've seen it. Butcher going for the dive and Meteora, and just look at all these bodies. Love Shark trying to sneak another pin, but the pin is denied. Love Shark squaring off with the Butcher, and I think we're about to see something really cool. Oh, yes, we are. 1 and 2. Let's see that again. This is a really cool move, but a good example of why we shouldn't let wrestlers name their own moves. Homeboy Love Shark calls this one the Chocolate Thunder Bomb, which is a terrible name. Oh my god, look at this. 1, 2. We got 2 pins happening simultaneously. How do you do the math on that? Referee Chad Remington is going to need a power nap and a strong cup of joe after this match. Oh, good gravy. Look at that height. We got a bit of a fracas, and the professor is taking the side headlock takeover. Can the Iceberg stay frosty and weather it out? And just look at the wear and tear this match has put on all the wrestlers. Things just got awfully quiet all of a sudden. The professor rolls out, and we are down to 2 in the ring. Look at that sign. The Butcher beats his meat. That's clever. The Iceberg recovers from the corner, and it looks like he is going for another cactus driver. Boom! Surely this match can't go on too much longer, and the Iceberg looks like he's prepping for something. Butcher tagging the Iceberg with a basement dropkick, and what do we got here? Good golly, Miss Molly, let's see that again. This is a little something the Iceberg calls the Prestige. If you've never seen that one, it's a good movie. As far as getting the pin and taking the win, it's still anyone's game. We got a mid-air collision. The Butcher gets to his feet, but the Iceberg grabs him by his big old melon, and there's a slug that knocks him down. The Iceberg is the last man standing, and oh, I think we're about to see something special. And the Professor gives him the slip. Basement dropkick lays him out, and the Butcher misses his shot. Iceberg rolls out of the ring, and these two are clobbering away, and the Professor nails the belly-to-belly suplex. Love Shark with a scoop into a pin. 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, I don't believe it. Love Shark takes the win. Let's go see some highlights from Ernie the Cameraman. And Ernie the Cameraman, I just gotta say that I am not totally hating this new rig you've got. I'm not saying it's the best thing ever, but so far so good, and we'll see how it goes. But I cannot believe what we just saw there, folks. We had Carnage and Chaos and Love Shark coming in at the end to scoop up that cheeky pin. You magnificent bastard. There was so much happening during this match that I'm probably going to have to watch it 2 or 3 more times. As should you, and all your friends, and all your friends' friends. So congratulations to Homeboy Love Shark. You get that title shot, and your kids must be thinking you're pretty cool now. But enjoy it while it lasts, because I got a bad feeling that when you take that title shot, our champ Hamish Gunn is going to straight up clobber you. Well, here we are, folks. If we wanted to open the show with a hot match, we just saw an absolute scorcher. But now the big question is, can we turn up the heat just a little more? Make it a little more caliente? In this humble commentator's opinion, yes we can. We're hitting the women's division this time around, and we got another 4 wrestlers hopelessly trapped in the mid-card and looking for a push. Whoever takes the win tonight gets a title shot against the mean girl Kimberly Sullivan, hopefully ending her reign of terror. We're also hoping that the underside of the ring has been restocked with pool cues, chairs, and other implements of brutality after the men's match. There will be chaos, there will be carnage, and oh yes, there will be blood. So without any further ado, let's get this train a-rolling. The following match is a fatal 4-way. There will be no countouts or DQs. Introducing the first contender. From Winnipeg, Manitoba in Canada, she is the Blue Bomber. She is Whitney Olivier. By her own admission, the Blue Bomber Whitney Olivier came here tonight to kick ass and drink maple syrup. Judging by the large pile of empty maple syrup bottles in the dumpster out back, I would say she's done with the latter and ready to crack on with the former. If I had to pick one wrestler to win this thing, it's absolutely the Blue Bomber. She's an absolute powerhouse with some good technical skills, and she can do a little bit of everything. Whatever may come her way, she's probably better equipped than most to handle it. The only thing that could potentially trip her up is her notoriously bad temper. That and the rather acrimonious relationship she has with another entrant, the leopard woman Grace Mutibo. It doesn't take much to get those two to kick off, but hopefully they won't be blinded by their mutual animosity. After all, they've still got 2 other competitors to worry about. But here's something you should worry about. Whether or not you've liked and subscribed to Linwood Wrestling Legends. If you haven't, just give that little rascal a tickle now. You just take your time, I'll put the kettle on. Introducing the second contender. From Venice Beach, California in the United States, she is Miss Venice Beach, Candice Devereaux. All hail our rightful champion, Miss Venice Beach. Her career is yet to recover from the events of the Linwood Screwjob last year, but a win tonight may just be her ticket out of the doghouse. Now, I don't usually play favorites, but if I had to pick somebody I wanted to win, it's Miss Venice Beach. This promotion absolutely did her dirty last year. It's about time she got a little remuneration. Referee Zeki Jeremiah Jones lifting the rope to allow our rightful queen to pass, as he very well should. And with referee Zeki Jeremiah Jones in charge of the action tonight, we can rest assured that there will be no screw jobs, Linwoodian or otherwise. I'd say to expect a good clean match, but this one is going to be a no-holds-barred affair. Nobody's leaving tonight without a few stitches. Introducing the third contender. From Kinshasa in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, she is the Leopard Woman, Grace Mutibo. We really don't have another wrestler on the roster like Grace Mutibo, and you know what? Neither does any other wrestling promotion. There's an incredibly unique wrestling scene in the Congo. It combines pro wrestling with traditional folk magic and witchcraft, and there's nothing like it anywhere else in the world. And then there's also her association with the Leopard Society. For those not in the know, the Leopard Society is a secretive society of assassins. They dress up as leopards, make their victims look like the victims of animal attacks, and some say they operate to this day. But Grace Mutibo claims not to be a member. Wink wink, nudge nudge. Introducing the fourth and final contender. From Marseille, France, she is La Femme Brutale, Marisa Duvalier. When La Femme Brutale, Marisa Duvalier, got out of cryogenic storage a few weeks ago, the first thing she did was hit up the stylist, and I for one think that was a brilliant career move. Last year, she was getting around with this ridiculous French bob haircut. It was doing her no favors whatsoever, and after making fun of it a few times on the mic, she threatened me with bodily harm, so I had to back off a little. But I think this haircut's really working for her. And I've got to say, with that beret and that jacket, she is looking very openly French tonight, which kind of tracks. But most importantly, she's still got that tattoo of a bumblebee that says "Let it be." That always makes me smile. Referee Zekajahira Mayabesh-Jones rings the bell, and it is officially clobbering time. To absolutely nobody's surprise, the Blue Bomber and the Leopard Woman are going straight for each other, but the Blue Bomber takes the time to break out that early pin. Miss Venice Beach swinging for the fences and knocking down the Leopard Woman. La Femme Brutale mixing it up with the Blue Bomber, and I just realized we got 3 wrestlers with French last names. Ain't that something? Look at that sleeper slam. And I'll have to double check, but I think French is widely spoken in the Congo as well. So je suis rinky-dink wrestling promotion. Miss Venice Beach hitting the backpack facebuster, and my god, that looks uncomfortable. Hey, while we're on the subject, let's see if I remember any French from high school. Bon Jovi, Jim Apple, John. Smooth. La Femme Brutale taking an absolute clobbering from the Beauty Queen, and the Leopard Woman comes in from behind. Look at that backdrop suplex. Miss Venice Beach has gone out of the ring, and what is she planning? She's digging for something under the apron. Blue Bomber going for the ground and pound and absolutely unloading. Miss Venice Beach has got a pool cue, and she is not afraid to use it. And neither is La Femme Brutale. I get the feeling we're going to see a lot of weapons come out from under the ring, and if anybody needs them after this match, well, they're out of luck. Just like La Femme Brutale into the corner. Leopard Woman rolls back into the ring, and Miss Venice Beach is going for the stalling suplex, but she gets countered by the Blue Bomber and swept off her feet. Leopard Woman spikes Duvalier with a very acrobatic DDT. She gives the Blue Bomber the whip into the corner, but Miss Venice Beach catches her off guard. I get the feeling something big's about to happen now. And oh good brother, will you look at this. 2 unlikely allies. And boom goes the suplex in stereo. We gotta see that again. Even when it's every woman for herself, there's nothing like teamwork to make the dream work. But despite said teamwork, the Blue Bomber is not above giving Miss Venice Beach a clobbering when she's got the chance. La Femme Brutale is coming in hot. She's bending the Blue Bomber backwards, and literally everything she does to the other competitors looks absolutely brutal. Can she get the pin? 1. Oh, kick out after the 1. Marisa Duvalier is not happy at that call by referee Zekajahira Mayabesh-Jones, but she'll have to live with it. Much like the bass player in any band, all referee Zekajahira Mayabesh-Jones has to do is stay out of the way and occasionally count to 3. Duvalier tagging the Blue Bomber good with that drive-by kick. Whiffs the diving axe handle, but we got a scuffle on the outside of the ring, and down goes Miss Venice Beach. The Blue Bomber is running the ropes like an absolute champ. Duvalier gives her the up and over like a 4-leaf clover. And ladies, you are getting perilously close to the announcer's desk that I am hiding underneath, so please be careful. Blue Bomber knocking Duvalier colder than a well-digger's bum with a well-placed clothesline. And what is she doing now? Duvalier slowly gets to her feet, and boom goes the diving axe handle. Miss Venice Beach attempting to rally her supporters by the barricade, but she needs to go back ringside ASAP. The Leopard Woman and the Blue Bomber are kicking off, and Miss Venice Beach can't get a look in. Leopard Woman hitting the atomic drop, and man, I do not envy the Blue Bomber. These two are in a slap-happy mood, and they are not shy about showing it. La Femme Brutale going topside, and what has she got planned? Leopard Woman gets snake eyes into the turnbuckle, and down she goes. Duvalier going for the Hurricane Runner, but she is getting countered into a falling powerbomb by Miss Venice Beach. There is just so much going on here, and I wish I had more than 2 eyeballs. Candice Devereaux hitting the flying shoulder tackle and going for a leg drop on the Blue Bomber. She is cleaning house. Blue Bomber laid up in the corner, and there's Duvalier with the baseball bat, and look at the height on that kick. Oh, that was brutal. Referee Zekajahira Maya-Besh Jones can barely believe the carnage unfolding, but he'd better believe it because it's as real as you or I, and as real as wrestling itself, which we've already established is as real as it gets. Leopard Woman raking her claws against La Femme Brutale's back. And while some might question the wisdom of letting wrestlers wear claws into the ring, those decisions are above my pay grade, and it looks like it's hammer time all over again. And as I was saying last time before I was rudely interrupted, it's very difficult to explain to younger generations just how big MC Hammer was, because nobody's been that big or had that level of pop culture saturation since. And once again, if Hammer ever wants to come here and sit ringside, he is more than welcome, but he's got to pay like everybody else. Miss Venice Beach hitting the snapmare, and good golly, Miss Molly, I've never seen that before. Let's see it again. There's nothing quite like a step over and a cheeky little back stomp to inflict a little humiliation on your rivals. Is this going to be enough for the pin? La Femme Brutale says no. And as much as I hate to go against the wishes of this audience, I can't spend this whole match talking about MC Hammer. I'm sorry if that disappoints some of you, but that's how it is. We're actually going to have to cover some wrestling. We got quite the collection of weapons in the ring, and La Femme Brutale is swinging for the fences. The Leopard Woman's got her right where she wants her, and there's some sliced bread. We're seeing a multiple body pile up, and can the Leopard Woman get the pin? Whoa! La Femme Brutale breaks it up before referee Zekajahira Maya-Besh Jones can even make the count. And what you have to remember about MC Hammer is that his period of fame was relatively brief. When gangster rap came along and set the tone for rap, all of a sudden, MC Hammer looked like the punchline to a corny joke. La Femme Brutale hitting the code breaker, and can she get the pin? 1. Ooh, almost a 2. Miss Venice Beach is unloading, and if she is in the mood to clean house, then I've got a stack of dirty dishes. No harm in asking. Miss Venice Beach and the Blue Bomber locked up. Miss Venice Beach going for the hammerlock in a reverse DDT. And for the record, no, I did not make her do that hammerlock. All you people want to talk about is hammer this, hammer that. That's what's wrong with your generation. Miss Venice Beach going sky high with that elbow drop. Can she get the pin? 1, 2. Oh, almost a 3 count. We got a bit of a scuffle perilously close to the announcer's desk, and La Femme Brutale is going for the armbar stretch. And ladies, please be careful of the desk. I've already taken 1 desk bump tonight, and I don't know how many more bumps this crappy IKEA desk has got left. Can she get the pin? Oh, broken up quickly. And look at that float over neck breaker. La Femme Brutale going for the ground and pound and showing that she is too legit to quit. See, there you go, making me talk about Hammer again. Duvalier trying to stick the pin, but the Blue Bombers having none of that. And what have we got here? Boom! 4 female ritual. Let's see that again. Run it back, Ernie. This is the Boar Femur ritual, and it may or may not have come from the Leopard Society. I have no opinion one way or the other. Blue Bomber suffering some maple syrup withdrawals, and the Leopard Woman sticks the poison rana. Good gravy, look at that leg lariat. Miss Venice Beach's yoga has been paying off. Miss Venice is dominating, but can she get the pin? 1, 2. Oh, kick out at the last possible second, but we are getting closer. The injuries are really starting to stack up, and Miss Venice Beach hits the basement dropkick. Into the corner goes the Leopard Woman. And we got a little melee, and Miss Venice Beach goes into the other corner. Boom! Blue Thunderbomb. Can she get the pin? Pin gets broken up, and let's take another look. This blue thunderbomb is a little nod to one of Whitney Olivier's biggest influences, fellow Canadian Sami Zayn. I'm not saying anything about that hammer. You people have gaslit me for the last time. Can the leopard woman get the pin? One! And it gets broken up by La Femme Brutale. Duvalier striking with precision, and we have seen this combo before. It never ends well. Can La Femme Brutale sneak the pin? Apparently not. It's one thing to go for the pin, but it's another thing entirely to nullify any wrestlers who might want to break it up. Duvalier bending her opponent backwards. We got some knees to the back, and along comes Miss Venice Beach with the pull cue. Can Devereaux sneak the pin? What? And it gets broken up like that. And you really got to hand it to these four. They are showing a lot more grit and determination than the boys did. Marisa Duvalier is looking to make something happen, and here it comes. Into the corner she goes, and we're about to see it. Boom! She calls that the French Bulldog. Run it back, Ernie. The French Bulldog, or the Bulldog du Francais, if you will. I still can't tell a French Bulldog apart from a Boston Terrier. Can she take the pin? One! And the pin gets broken up. Just look at all these limbs and bodies flying every which way. And folks, I don't mean to alarm anybody, but that rogue fox terrier has got back into the warehouse and he is causing mayhem again. You all know the drill by now. If you look where the fire extinguishers should be, you find a big bucket of dog treats. Just grab one and try to lure him into the cafeteria away from the action. And look at all the action we missed on account of that rogue fox terrier. Blue Bomber attempting to choke out Miss Venice Beach with a pull cue. I told you there'd be blood, and I like to think we delivered. I really hope we got enough stretches, and Miss Venice Beach going for the beauty crown, and boom, she sticks it. Can she get the pin? Oh, not this time, but let's take another look. This right here is one of Miss Venice Beach's signatures, the beauty crown, and it sure is a beaut. And here's hoping we can get back to business with no further interruptions from rogue fox terriers. Or for that matter, any other kind of dog. Miss Venice Beach gets whipped into the corner. Blue Bomber grabbing her by the scruff of the neck, and that was not pretty. The leopard woman's looking for a little payback, and here it comes. Oh, sweet merciful crap. How is this even legal? Are we even allowed to broadcast this? This match is well on its way to surpassing the brutality of the men's match. We have got possibly the most uncomfortable stare down in history as these two are psyching each other out. Duvalier gets driven into the corner and Miss Venice Beach looking for another beauty crown. Congratulations, Miss Olivier. One! And the pin gets broken up. Back into the corner goes Marisa Duvalier, but Miss Venice Beach is not done with the pull cue and she has hit him multiple targets. Catches the kick and there goes the dragon screw. And my oh my, are we gonna see another beauty crown tonight? Not if Whitney Olivier has anything to do with it, and look at all that blood. Blue Bomber looking to do a bit of damage, but we got the counter from Miss Venice Beach. We are getting back to our fin. Good golly, Miss Molly, what a leg lariat. Oh, pin gets broken up on the one. Grace Mutivo is making her way back to the ring, and good God, we are about to see another beauty crown. Boom! She has just given them away today. 1, 2, and that was close. We've seen a lot of close calls, but nobody has got the 3 count yet. Miss Venice Beach coming in from behind with a suplex. 1, 2, oh, nearly a 2. And I hate to say it, folks, but I've got a feeling that sooner or later we'll be showing this footage in a courtroom. Either that or this match is going to be an episode of Dark Side of the Ring. Blue Bomber looking to get that powerbomb, but Miss Venice Beach is a slippery customer. Leopard Woman getting in a few more shots with that baseball bat. And thank God we didn't give them swords. That's all I'll say. What? Pin gets broken up. We got bodies lying all around and Miss Venice Beach going for the butterflies. And she gets countered with a Hurricane Rana from the Leopard Woman. Can the Leopard Woman get the pin? Oh, come on, that's just cheating. You deserve to have the pin broken up for that. I genuinely cannot remember the last time I heard the crowd this rambunctious. Bear in mind, this is only our second match, so God only knows what it'll be like with the main event. Whitney Olivier outside of the ring going for the stolen suplex, but she is countered. Miss Venice Beach into the ropes. And boom! Rather nasty falling headbutt from the Leopard Woman, and she is outside the ring. Marisa Duvalier taking the boots to Whitney Olivier, and once again, ladies, if you could stay away from the announcer's desk, that would make me very happy. Look at that tilt-a-whirl. Now that is acrobatic. All four of our competitors are outside the ring, but one way or another, this one's gonna go back in because this is not a Falls Count Anywhere match. Oh, good grandma, look at the spin on that tilted whirl head scissors. And Miss Venice Beach goes for a bit of a jog. These inebriated oafs by the barricade are getting their money's worth. And I've got to say, Ernie, I am appreciating the wide angle on this new camera rig of yours. The Leopard Woman is hammering away and Marisa is going back ringside where it's relatively safe. Look at the height on that kick. I'm telling you folks, yoga with Miss Venice Beach, check it out. La Femme Brutale biding her time and waiting for her opponent to come to her. Candice Devereaux circles the ring menacingly and no good can come of this. We have got chairs, pool cues, hammers and God only knows what else strewn everywhere. Thank God it's not my job to clean it up. And if the cleanup crew would be so kind, there's a little rubbish here under the announcer's desk that somebody else must have put there. That would be much appreciated. And the pin is denied. We are all back in the ring and Miss Venice Beach hitting that backdrop suplex. As I said before, there is no denying the grit and wherewithal of these four wrestlers, and they are putting the men's division to shame. We are seeing quite a bit of blood, and Miss Venice Beach goes for the pin, and the pin is denied. And speaking of putting the men's division to shame, I've got a lot of mileage from dumping on it, but I will stack our women's division against any promotion out there. Look at that shoulder breaker. If it weren't for a small handful of wrestlers in the men's division, this would be a women's only promotion. So some of you scrubs in the men's division should be counting your blessings and looking to up your game. And if you want to up your t-shirt game, why not hit up the merch stand? See, I managed to sneak one in. And there goes another pin foiled. La Femme Brutale gets the whip into the corner and Whitney Olivier goes over the ropes. Miss Venice Beach hitting the backdrop suplex and she has got the pull cue again, but she changes her mind. This one is spilling onto the apron and La Femme Brutale takes a hot shot stunner. I don't want to count my chickens, folks, but I think Miss Venice Beach might just take this one. But for now, she's got to contend with the Leopard Woman, and that is an obstacle and a half. Look at that leg lariat. And we got another fancy tilt-a-whirl head scissors. Round and round she goes like the bread man, and if you get that obscure reference, we can absolutely be friends. Marisa Duvalier whipped into the corner, and here comes Whitney Olivier's famous temper. Can the Leopard Woman get the pin? Not this time around. We are right into the weeds of this match. Whitney Olivier off the springboard with a Superman forearm, and there goes a senton for good measure. The amount of punishment these four have collectively taken can only be described as inhuman. Blue Bomber going sky high, and what has she got planned? Thanks to Ernie the cameraman hitting the wrong button, we'll probably never know what happened, but it was probably really cool. Into the corner goes the Blue Bomber. Sky high kick misses the mark, and she finds herself at the Blue Bomber's mercy. The Blue Bomber is going for some power bombs, and there's one. And two. And three! Let's see that again. This triple powerbomb combination from the Blue Bomber usually signals the end of the match, but the way this one's going, we shall just have to see. Ow! The Leopard Woman laying on the verbal abuse, and back in the ring she goes. Can she break the pin? Yes, she does. I am truly amazed that any of these wrestlers can even stand up at this point. Into the ropes goes the Leopard Woman, and the Blue Bomber whiffs the crossbody. Oh, look at that. Tornado DDT. Miss Venice Beach is roaring back to life and kicking away with those 6-inch platform heels. Down goes the Blue Bomber. We got the lockup and Miss Venice Beach going for the pump handle and the pump handle suplex. This is a level of commentary right here you don't get from the Michael Coles and Pat McAfees of the world. You should be thanking me, and you can thank me by liking and subscribing to Linwood Wrestling Legends. All the competitors have spilled out of the ring, and we are seeing a lot of blood, not just on the cardboard, but in the ring itself. And as I said last week, we apologize for not being able to sell you cardboard stained with the blood of your favorite wrestler anymore. Many of our wrestlers already have their DNA on file with the police, so we're not really worried about that side of it. But it's more the health department says no. La Femme Brutale looking for a late stage comeback. She's got the leopard woman bent backwards, and there goes the knees to the back. Whitney Olivier is not a happy camper. And once again, with all this blood and brutality, how are we even allowed to show this? It's like this promotion saw Helena sell with The Undertaker and Mick Foley and said, "Hold my beer." Marisa Duvalier wants to take this back ringside, and here comes the leopard woman, happy to oblige. Into the corner goes La Femme Brutale, and Whitney Olivier slowly rises to her feet. Leopard woman jumping up and laying in the punches to the head. God damn it, Ernie, you pushed the wrong button again. We missed that. The Blue Bomber takes a stiff knee to the face, and we lose another great replay to the incompetence of Ernie the cameraman. 1, 2, 3. The leopard woman has done it! Grace Mutombo takes the win. Let's see some highlights from Ernie the cameraman. If ever there was a match that made all the competitors look good, this was it right here, folks. I didn't think we could top the four-way in the men's division, but god damn it, these ladies found a way. We saw more wrestling in these 20-odd minutes than you would see on Raw or SmackDown in 3 hours. That may sound like hyperbole, but have you watched WWE lately? It's hot garbage. And speaking of garbage, when I see a match like this, it makes me, for a brief period of time, no longer ashamed to say that I work for this promotion. So bravo to all 4 of these wrestlers, and congratulations to Grace Mutombo for taking the win. Once again, congratulations to the leopard woman, Grace Mutombo. That was an absolutely stellar win in an absolutely stellar match. But most importantly, now we have a hero to challenge and hopefully bring an end to Kimberly Sullivan's reign of terror. If you're thinking we threw everything in the kitchen sink at you in the last couple of matches, have we got a surprise for you? The kitchen sink was just the opening salvo. We have got so much more to unload on you, and here's some of it now. After making a stunning debut against La Madrina last week, our newcomer Skade the Shield Maiden is back this week, and this time she is facing off against every mother's nightmare, Helena. We have got no shortage of alpha females on our roster, and when we get 2 of them locking horns like these 2 are about to do, it always makes for a ripper of a match. So who will prevail tonight? The fighting spirit of the Valkyries or the creeping darkness? Let's go ringside now to find out. The following match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Salem, Massachusetts in the United States, she is every mother's nightmare, Helena. As much as I like Helena, I've got to say I preferred the intro she had last year. She actually flew down from the ceiling with orbs of light circling her. If you haven't seen it, you really should. A lot of people tried to tell me, "Hey John, that's just wires and special effects." But seriously, do you think we have that kind of money to blow on entrances? I'm telling you, magic powers. Nobody can convince me otherwise. To give you an idea of the kind of budget we actually have, I once asked our general manager Todd Sorenson for $30 so I could buy a sheet of canvas or tarpaulin. That way I could throw it over my electric scooter to protect it from the rain. Todd told me to get bent. There's no way that savvy wrestling promoter Todd Sorenson is blowing tens of dollars on fancy entrances. So everything you see from Helena tonight, 100% magic powers. And if you don't believe me, just remember she is a literal member of a witch's coven. Magic powers, people. And her up. Oh, good grandma. La Madrina coming from out of nowhere to ambush Skade during her entrance. Referee Tom Herb desperately tried to pull her off, but he is too much of a wuss. Security is finally doing their damn jobs and stepping in. The godmother is obviously still stinging from last week's defeat and that brutal post-match interview. Skade is injured, but she is telling referee Tom Herb she wants to continue. This match isn't starting till both wrestlers are in the ring, but Helena is taking advantage. One cheap shot is probably enough for Helena, and this thing is going back ringside. Referee Tom Herb rings the bell and this match begins in earnest, although Skade is on the back foot from that brutal attack from La Madrina. Even if Helena takes the victory tonight, there will still be some lingering uncertainty about whether she could have had Skade not been attacked. We're barely a minute past the bell and already we have got a slobber knocker on our hands. The slobber is indeed being knocked, and I have no doubt there are many perverts out there that would pay good money to have that slobber bottled and sent to them, but we do not cater to that crowd. Quite frankly, we can do without their business. We might be willing to do a lot of questionable things for a quick buck, but at the end of the day, this is a family-friendly show and there are some lines we do not cross. We're seeing a lot of punishment dished out and a lot of punishment taken, and they are going at it hammer and tongs. And speaking of Hammer, I am not going to let any of you people gaslight me into talking about MC Hammer during this match. Skade with the fireman's carry. And straight into the turnbuckle. Snake eyes. Skade seems to have recovered very well from that pre-match assault. But every mother's nightmare is perfectly happy to show off her freakishly unnatural strength. Once again, magic powers, people. Helena might not be the biggest wrestler on the women's roster, but she is absolutely the strongest. Can Helena take the early pin? 1. Oh, kick out just before the 2. And I'm willing to bet she's probably stronger than all of the men's roster. When we had that dumpster match last week, she was the only one that could push that dumpster full of rubbish all by herself. And look what we have here. Boom! Northern Lights bomb. Can she get the pin? 1, 2. Oh, so close, but let's see that again. If the TV show Vikings has taught me anything, it's that they do have Aurora Borealis where Skade comes from, so she should have seen that Northern Lights bomb coming. Those boots are made for stomping, and that's just what they'll do. The Shield Maiden is going to be facing an uphill battle if she wants to turn this match around. Normally, Helena would have her sisters in the coven to support her, but today, Shawnee and Xenia decided to take a spa day, and down goes Helena. The Shield Maiden has taken back this match one move at a time. Over the shoulder goes Helena, and this looks like it's going to be painful. But every mother's nightmare has other ideas, and she is powering out. Skade finds herself crawling to the corner for dear life, and can she find safety? Apparently not. Helena is letting loose with the head slams to the mat, and Skade is going to be seeing stars. And I think I'm seeing stars right now. Is that New Zealand national treasure Carl Urban sitting ringside? No, my mistake. Helena eats a face full of turnbuckle, but if New Zealand national treasure Carl Urban wants to sit ringside, he is more than welcome. The Shield Maiden with the roll-up, and can she get the pin? Helena throwing her opponent off, and this battle continues. Helena's got the Shield Maiden right where she wants her, and down goes the Fisherman Buster. Can she get the pin? 1, 2. Oh, we're getting closer and closer. One can only wonder how much the Shield Maiden has left in the tank after everything she's been through in this short amount of time. But she is not out, and she is roaring back to life with some double axe handles. There goes the shoulder thrust into the turnbuckle, and what's coming? She is lining her up, and we got a flying elbow to a cornered opponent. Skade is thumping away mercilessly, breaking the back of every mother's nightmare with Mjolnir, the Hammer of Thor. Let's take a closer look. At the final battle of Ragnarok, Thor will use his hammer Mjolnir to slay Jormungandr, the Midgard Serpent. But until then, Skade is putting it to good use, and can she get the pin? 1, 2. Oh, getting closer and closer, but we got a rope break. Whether Helena is stronger than Jormungandr the Midgard Serpent remains to be seen, but she's still got a little in the tank. And folks, I gotta ask you, when was the last time you heard a wrestling color commentator talk about Norse mythology and Jormungandr? Oh, good gravy! Look at that! That is such brute strength! Yo, run it back, Ernie! That is much more weight than I can do on the overhead press at the gym, and I am suitably impressed. Helena is revving up for something, and by the prickling of her thumbs, something wicked this way comes. And that's a little Shakespeare for you. We got another Northern Lights bomb, and Aurora Borealis is no longer confined to Principal Skinner's kitchen. 1, 2. Oh, so close. One has to marvel at the fighting spirit and resilience of the Shield Maiden Skade, and now they are going out of the ring. Here's a little display for all you uggos in the front row, and they are oinking it up like the greedy little piggies they are. I guarantee I'm gonna get fined for that last crack, but I haven't got a memo from Todd's... Oh, careful at the desk, ladies. There's a short, stubby commentator hiding under that desk, and he cannot take many more desk bumps. This one better go back in the ring real soon, otherwise we are gonna have a riot on our hands. And this short, stubby commentator does not want to be trapped under a desk when a riot kicks off, and mercifully we are going back in the ring. And I just got a message from one of Todd's minions. Not only am I being fined, but I have to turn over that sheet of tarpaulin I bought with my own money. Apparently Todd's 3-year-old son wants to build a tent. We're seeing a little running of the ropes, and Skade finds herself in a slap-happy move, and what are we gonna see here? Oh yeah, the stalling suplex. I love this one. This one takes a lot of strength to pull off, and it's always impressive. And timber! Down she goes. Let's see that again, Ernie. Whether the Shield Maiden is as strong as Helena still remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure, this is an impressive display of brute strength. I don't think I could do that move with a teddy bear, so color me impressed. Can she get the pin? 1, 2. Oh, so close. We have seen a lot of close calls, and we can't be far away now. Hey Ernie, did you push the wrong button again? Is there any way we can get a closer shot of this? Because I don't want to look at the back of people's heads for the rest of this match. Skade whips out Mjolnir, the Hammer of Thor again, to break the back of Helena. Can she get the pin this time around? 1, 2, 3. Skade takes the win. Another fine victory for a worthy opponent. What the hell is going on here? Somebody or something is threatening Skade from the shadows, and I think I know who it may be. Skade leaves the ring to confront the threat, and who have we got? Oh my god, it's the godmother, La Madrina. She is back for round 2. Why she didn't just get sent home after the previous attack, I have no idea, but it looks like we're gonna get a repeat. Referee Tom Herb is absolutely caking his pants with fear, and we really need security. These two are straight up unloading on each other, and we really do not need two angry wrestlers going into business for themselves. Hey Ernie, is there a commercial or something we can cut to? Literally anything will do at this point. And now, a very special message from us here at Linwood Wrestling Legends. If you've been following the news, you'll know that in the last week, the WWE has cut over 20 very talented wrestlers from their rosters. Probably because they want to make more time for ads. And while those wrestlers may very well be better off getting off that sinking ship, here's hoping they're doing okay financially and not suffering any hardships. Two of the aforementioned wrestlers are Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, better known as my beloved Motor City Machine Guns. Linwood Wrestling Legends just wants to take this opportunity to say that even if WWE doesn't show them any love, we, on the other hand, have always had mad love for the Motor City Machine Guns, and we always will. So here's hoping that Tony Khan from AEW whips out his checkbook, throws a lot of zeros behind whatever number he's thinking of, and puts you boys back where you belong, at the top of the tag division. This has been a very special message from Linwood Wrestling Legends. And now, let's get back to our regularly scheduled wrestling program. Wrestling fans, We got 2 tag team titles on the line tonight, and here is the first one. Helena and Tabitha of Las Gatas Callejeras found themselves thrown into a championship match last year, almost as an afterthought. These 2 kitty cats were the underdog, but they managed to take the win and become the champions. They've managed to hold on to the title, but now they are up against some seriously stiff competition in the form of BrandyBella. They are here to answer the age-old question: what happens if you combine a recidivist arsonist with, well, whatever the hell Helena is? You get BrandyBella. Much like Dave Mustaine, Brandy Dixon is still seething with bitter envy after the dissolution of her previous group and the subsequent success of her big sister, Lady Liberty, Maggie Dixon. She is looking to make a statement, and she doesn't care how many people she has to trample or set on fire to do it. So let's see what happens when these 2 mix it up with our favorite felines. Let's go to ringside right now. The following LWL Women's Tag Team Championship match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, the challengers. From Libertyville, Alabama in the United States, Brandy Dixon and Helena are BrandyBella. While I may have my doubts about letting a convicted arsonist like Brandy Dixon have access to flammables and pyrotechnics, I gotta admit, that entrance was pretty badass. This partnership here between Brandy Dixon and Helena is a very unlikely friendship. If you're a skinny little thing like Brandy Dixon, when a big scary wrestler like Helena takes a shine to you and says, "You're gonna be my new friend," what can you really do? You just gotta roll with it. And roll with it, these 2 have. Somehow they have found a way to mesh their 2 very different styles into something cohesive. But nevertheless, we can expect a lot of dirty tricks tonight, mostly from Brandy. Some wrestlers go in there looking to win. Brandy Dixon goes in there looking to straight up hurt people. I for one blame her leathery gargoyle of a mother. And I'm starting to feel a wee bit nervous about the fact our fire extinguishers have been replaced by buckets of dog treats. So let's cross our fingers and hope for the best. And their opponents, and current LWL Women's Tag Team Champions. From Guadalajara, Mexico, Catalina and Tabitha are Las Gatas Callejeras. After witnessing their first match last year, this Linwood crowd decided to adopt these stray cats as their very own. And I'm sorry to say, but Mexico, you can't have them back. They're ours now. At least they will remain that way unless they figure out the combination of Todd's safe and get their passports back. But let's pray that day never comes. We got 2 childhood best friends who came up together in the Lucha Libre Underground. They quickly rose to the top and became the most in-demand women's tag team. And mysteriously, somehow we got them. I've never asked how or why because I don't want to jinx it, but I'm thinking somebody somewhere must have lost a poker game, and savvy wrestling promoter Todd Sorenson scooped up to retrieve them. Whatever the case may be, no backsies now. They're our kitty cats. We're hearing a lot of booing being directed at Brandy and Helena, and can you blame them? Even I'm booing a little, and I hasten to add that I am no longer attracted to Brandy Dixon. It took a lot of aversion therapy on my part, but Brandy, you got nothing I want anymore. The short, crazy, bad-tempered ones do it to me every time, and that's something I'm trying to work out with my therapist right now. And here's something else that does it to me every time. When somebody likes and subscribes to Linwood Wrestling Legends, I get a warm, fuzzy feeling. And because you're a wonderful person who wants your good buddy Jon to have some warm fuzzies, why don't you go and tickle that subscribe button right now? I should hasten to add that during cryogenic storage, we lost those beautiful pelts that my dog Jasko designed, so those are just replacements until we find the originals. Referee Jessica Shishrimskivich-Tilokov rings the bell and we are underway. Hannibal going for the whip, and our ref Jessica Shishrimskivich-Tilokov gets clipped on the side. This is going to be a rough night for her. Oh, come on, that was just mean. Brandy Dixon, now the legal wrestler, but the way she wrestles should not be legal. We are going to be seeing a lot of cheap shots and hits below the belt, and look at that frog splash straight off the slingshot. 1, 2, ooh, nearly a 2 count. Both teams have a long road ahead of them, and we shall see who's got the cardio to weather the storm. Brandy gets the cradle and dumps Tabitha with a scoop slam. We got the tag to Hannibal. Things are about to get a bit more brutal, and this time around Hannibal is using the ropes for leverage. We have been seeing a lot of game changes in this episode, but here's another one. Because my crappy Blue Yeti mic is proximity based, I can stick on my vinyl records 3 feet away and you will never hear them. Although I will. Oh, that is just brutal. After the elbow barrage, we got a bit of a tombstone front slam. And it's kind of a shame that you will never hear the records that I am listening to in the background, because I got a pretty sweet vinyl record collection. Hannibal getting to work with some dropping knees. Goes for the elbow drop, but Tabitha gives her the slip. Dropkick knocks her back into the ropes, and she is staggered. Going up the springboard, and look at that poison rana. Someday I'm going to sit down with some flashcards and learn the difference between a hurricane rana, a poison rana, and a Frankensteiner. But today is not that day. Tabitha is running the ropes, and boom, look at that sliding shoulder tackle to the outside. Let's see that again. Nobody does the rope running and the high flying quite like the luchadoras, and it is always a treat to see. We have officially spilled out ringside on the cardboard, and this crowd is loving every second of it. Tabitha looking for the armbar stretch, and that's gotta ruin her day. We're gonna want this one to go back ringside sooner or later. And this might just be it. Tabitha slingshots back in the ring, and this match resumes. Hannibal is proving to be a nightmare to deal with. But here comes a Frankensteiner to lay out this monster. 1! It's gonna take a little more than that to wear down the beast known as Hannibal. Hannibal getting treated to a salvo of 3 swipes with those razor-sharp claws, and into the corner she goes. Tabitha miraculously manages to lift her up and dumps her with a scoop slam, and we are going up high. Boom! 450 elbow drop. That was amazing. Can she get the pin? 1! Oh, broken up by Brandy, but let's see that elbow drop again. The kitty cats call this one Ovio de Cuerda, which loosely translates to ball of yarn. And what cat doesn't like playing with a ball of yarn? While Tabitha may be doing a good job of asserting herself in this match, she is going to want to make the tag to Catalina, and there it goes. I really hope that Fox Terrier from earlier doesn't come back, otherwise that's going to be serious trouble for these kitty cats. Catalina starting in with the mind games, and just like any true cat, she doesn't... Whoa, what the hell was that? Let's take a look. Like any cat, Catalina can't decide whether she wants in or out, but she ends up going for this corkscrew crossbody. The crowd came here tonight to see a show from these luchadoras, and they have not disappointed. And I got a feeling the best is yet to come. Hannibal is mounting some resistance. She's getting her into the torture rack, and boom goes the Death Valley driver. And here's a little useless trivia. If you've ever seen the video to Sepultura's Arise, that was filmed in the same part of Death Valley, Arizona, where the Manson family lived for a time. And if you actually need me to tell you that Charles Manson was a bad dude who did a lot of bad things, that's kind of a failure of your moral compass. I mean, isn't it obvious? Look at what he did. Brandy picking up Catalina in the fireman's carry, but where is she taking her? This kitty cat is getting some snake eyes and a little bit of color. Brandy is going hog wild with the cheap shots, and they are gonna get cheaper and cheaper. But not as cheap as the replica Las Gatas Callejeras masks at our merch stand. 2 for the price of 3. Into the corner goes Catalina, and I think we're about to see something nasty. Oh, come on, that was just lazy. We just saw a wrestler who was too lazy to kick, so she just had her teammate feed the opponent right into her boots. That's the kind of low-effort crap we usually see in the men's division. Up your game, ladies. Come to think of it, I'm pretty sure they borrowed that move from the Cockney pickpockets. And back to the corner goes Catalina. And folks, I have a super bad feeling about this one. We got the double arm ringer, the shoulder barge. Oh, that is just painful to look at. Can she get the pin? Nope, but let's see that again. That was a nasty little trick that Brandy and BrandyBella call the wishbone. I sure hope Catalina wasn't planning on having kittens anytime soon. But she should be thanking her lucky stars she's not a dude. All you guys in the audience know what I'm talking about. After a brutal move like that, where can you even go? We got a little ballet and Brandy goes straight into the corner where she belongs. And she is elbowing her way out. Brandy Dixon does what she does best and gets the scrapping. Can she get the pin? 1, 2. Kick out after the 2. There is absolutely nothing pretty about the way Brandy wrestles, although she is perversely attractive. No, John, don't go there. Brandy with the flying forearm off the slingshot. Normally, Brandy's mother, Leatherface Lindy Dixon, would be here to support her, but tonight she's busy picking up dirty old cigarette butts outside of the warehouse. Catalina takes her by the hand and we're about to see something cool. Boom! Look at that acrobatic arm drag! But there's no doubt that Brandy's mother is watching this on her phone and drinking a warm can of whatever was on special at the liquor store today. Tabitha gets the whip and Brandy goes into the... Oh, good brother, just when I thought that I had seen it all. Let's see it again. There's quite a bit to this one. We got the step over kick, we got the sweep, and the diving kick with the rope assist. That was snazzy. Oh, Arabian press of the slingshot, but Brandy gets the knees up. Bionic elbow drops Tabitha to the mat. And we got the tag to BrandyBella. BrandyBella did not come here to play nice tonight, but thank God we haven't heard anything from Mr. Tickles, the puppet on her right hand who tells her what to do and what to think. Snake eyes for Tabitha. I probably shouldn't have jinxed it, but for all we know, tickle time may just be a heartbeat away. We shall have to see. It all depends on just how crazy BrandyBella is feeling on any given night. We got a little ballet and BrandyBella goes into the corner. Tabitha making the tag to Catalina. It might not be the full 9, but these kitty cats look like they've still got quite a few lives left. And if you want to get your grubby little hands on a replica Mr. Tickles puppet, we are overstocked and we got a bunch of them we're trying to get rid of. So you get one free with every bottle of Cajun wedges. 1 per customer. BrandyBella getting to work, breaking Catalina's back, and this looks bad. Oh, good grandma, we got a bit of a rope-assisted powerbomb. Referee Jessica Shushrimskevich-Telokolov is staying well away from the action. And why is it so hard to find referees with regular people sounding names? We got some real doozies at the moment. I think we're about to see a stunning display of teamwork, and here it comes. We got the kick from Tabitha, jumping knee from Catalina, and look at this. We got the backflip and a little bit of assistance from Tabitha. That was creative. Let's see that again. It's one thing to have technical ability, but the kind of creativity these two have puts them in a whole nother level. And I can't get enough, can't get enough, can't get enough, no. Can't get enough, can't get enough. I'm sorry, folks. I've been listening to that first Super Groove album all this weekend. Somehow it is even better than I remember it. Brandy going for the wheelbarrow and totally whiffing it, and now she's paying the price. Look at that Arabian press off the slingboard. Can she get the pin? Not this time around. And for those of you folks outside New Zealand, if you haven't heard Supergroove's first album, do yourself a favor. We got another 3 claw swipes, and Brandy is gonna need a lot of bandages. Into the ropes she goes. Tabitha whiffs the crossbody. Brandy is about to capitalize on her opponent's misfortune, and she is walking all over her. And although Supergroove did release a second album, that was after the departure of co-frontman Shay Fu and the bald trumpet player, and we don't talk about that one. But the first one, absolute masterpiece. What's good for Catalina is good for Tabitha, and we're about to see another wishbone. Oh, that is just painful to look at. Can she get the pin? 1! Pin gets broken up by Catalina. BrandyBella is pulling into the asphyxiation station, and the first passenger is Tabitha. Can she get the choke? Apparently not, as Tabitha counters. We are back on our feet and doing alright. And those ballet lessons we made the wrestlers take are really paying dividends. I don't think I'll ever recover from seeing Linwood Knight in a tutu, but that's my problem and I'll deal with it. Both of these teams are still going strong, and it's all about who can make that final decisive statement. We got the tag to Brandy. Oh, come on, that's just mean. Brandy's looking to get in a few dirty shots of her own, but Tabitha is countering back. We got the Hurricane Rana. If Brandy Dixon is smart, she's probably rethinking some of her life choices up until this point, and into the corner she goes. We got the tag. And folks, I think we are about to see something special. Oh yeah, here it comes. This is the Nuevos Vidas. Boom! We gotta see that again. Roll it back, Ernie. Nuevos Vidas, or the 9 Lives elbow drop, usually spells the end of the match. And we're about to see if that plays out. But goddamn, this is one impressive move. Is this gonna do it for the pin? BrandyBella breaks up the pin before the 1. There's not a lot of life left in Brandy Dixon, and she is eating a few more claw swipes. Catalina is going for something cool, and that would have been cool if it hit. Look at this, round and round she goes, and we got the tilt-a-whirl backstabber. Can she get the pin? 1, 2, 3. Las Gatas Callejeras retain the titles. Let's go see some highlights from Ernie the cameraman. There is no tag team in the world quite like Las Gatas Callejeras. Mexico's loss is our gain. And if there's anybody watching this from Mexico, even though you're not getting a lot of love from your upstairs neighbor, I just want you to know that we here in Linwood and we here in New Zealand think you guys are muy bueno. Las Gatas Callejeras came out here tonight not just to show why they are the champions, but they showed us all why we adopted these kitty cats into our heart in the first place. The story of Las Gatas Callejeras is one of the most heartwarming tales in professional wrestling, and this match will make a dandy addition to their scrapbook. Congratulations to Catalina and Tabitha on another successful title defense. A victory well earned. I've seen a lot of disappointing and unfair things during my time at Linwood Wrestling Legends, but every once in a while you see something like this, and it is truly nice to see the good guys win. And in this case, the good guys are 2 kitty cats from Guadalajara, Mexico. We have yet to see a serious challenge to their reign, but at this point, I wouldn't discount the new lineup of the Amazons. If and when that happens, that is going to be an absolute dream match. And here we are at long last, folks. Time for the main event. Arn and Ove from Bloodthorn have been making quite the splash since their arrival. But now the champs, Marcus Antonius and Hannibal Barker of Urban Legion, are starting to get a bit territorial. And why wouldn't they? They went through a lot of trials and tribulations to get those championships. and they are not about to hand them over to a couple of Johnny-come-lately upstarts. We saw them ambushing the boys in the ring last week after their victory over Los Satanicos, and later on we saw an all-out brawl between Arn and Hannibal Barker. To say there's a little animosity between the teams would be quite the understatement. The stakes are about as high as they can get, so are we going to see Bloodthorn go 3 for 3 and take the championship? Or are the boys from Urban Legion going to come, see, and conquer like they've done to everybody else? There's only one way to find out, so let's go ringside now. The following LWL Men's Tag Team Championship match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, the challengers. From Bergen, Norway, Arn and Olve are Bloodthorn. I see what you guys are doing, and you know what? I approve. We got Arn and Olve dressing up like Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin and doing the Machine Guns entrance, just to show a little love and solidarity to the Motor City Machine Guns. But they're still wearing the Bloodthorn shirts, and that's probably a good move. If these guys ever want to go bare-chested, I'd recommend a little time in the tanning salon and some protein shakes to bulk up a little. But a word of caution, fellas, dressing up like the Machine Guns and doing the entrance doesn't make you the Motor City Machine Guns. If it did, I'd be doing it every day. And their opponents and current LWL Men's Tag Team Champions. From Chicago, Illinois in the United States, Hannibal Barker and Marcus Antonius are Urban Legion. Okay, straight off the bat, what the hell is that green fog about? I'm guessing something or other went wrong with the entrance, and this is what happens when you don't have tens of dollars to spend on fancy entrances, but I digress. These guys might talk tough, walk with a swagger, and try to come off as gangsters and thugs, but what we're looking at here, folks, is just a couple of history nerds from the suburbs of Chicago. I know this because I am also a giant history nerd, and a fisherman can always spot another fisherman at low tide. Maybe they think that acting like thugs gives them some kind of street cred, but you boys aren't fooling anyone. Now, I'm not saying that thugs can't be history nerds, or history nerds can't be thugs, but it's very rare that we see any crossover. But whether they are history nerds or thugs, they are the most effective men's tag team we've got, and that's why they are the champs. Referee Tom Herb is going to be calling the action tonight, and he better not screw this one up. If he botches this one, thankfully we've already got replacements waiting in the wing, many of whom have weird, unpronounceable names. We seem to be picking up a few of those lately. And speaking of picking things up, why not celebrate this momentous match with a jaunty little trip to the merch stand? General Manager Todd Sorenson says that if we don't make at least $200 in merch sales tonight, he's gonna beat me again. I know, you wouldn't want that to happen to your old buddy Jon. And at the end of the day, who are you to resist? This is quality handmade merchandise, manufactured in our very own sweatshop. There is no sweatshop in Linwood. I don't even know why you're bringing it up. All this ridiculous talk of sweatshops in Linwood. Quite frankly, I find those kind of accusations offensive, and you should be ashamed of yourself for even bringing it up. Whew, that was pretty smooth. I think they bought it. Referee Tom Herb rings the bell and Olve wastes no time clocking Marcus with a step-up enziguri. We got the lockup and we're seeing a little ballet and Olve is going over the ropes. We're soon about to find out whether these Motor City Machine Guns costumes actually give them the power of the Motor City Machine Guns. Oh, look at that. Slingshot DDT from Marcus puts Olve on the cardboard. Now Arn's getting in the mix too. Marcus Antonius is not above doing a little pre-ring damage to Olve's partner. But you gotta hand it to Arn because he seems to be holding his own. And this one's gotta go back in the ring sometime soon. And look at that. Olve pays back the favor by hitting Hannibal Barker with the Hot Shot Stunner. We got a little ballet, Arn goes in the ring and Marcus is in hot pursuit. Arn steps back out of the ring and this match goes back on the rails. Olve hitting the bionic elbow, and the thing about skinny guys like Olve, they have really pointy elbows. We got the whip into the rope and another sloppy ass collision. Somebody zigged when they should have zagged. Olve stunned against the ropes, but he gets the reversal, and out goes Marcus, and we got the tag to Arn. Marcus better hurry back to the ring because referee Tom Herb really struggles when he has to count above 5. Arn is revving himself up to unleash the Berserker Gang, and there it goes. Stiff forearm lays him out on the canvas, and he is revving up. Marcus gets clocked with a sidekick, and down he goes. Arn is looking to take control of this match, and so far, so good. Got a little ballet, and Arn goes into the corner. Oh, good gravy. Are we going to see an avalanche? You all know how much I love a good avalanche. And if you want to suck up to Jon the Commentator, this is the way to do it. Why anybody would want to suck up to me is up for debate, but look at that Spanish fly. Roll it back, Ernie. This avalanche Spanish fly goes to show that Marcus Antonius is one of our most gifted high flyers. Beautiful. But if there are any other wrestlers out there that want to suck up to Jon the Commentator, I also need a replacement tarp for my scooter to put over it when it rains. Just throwing it out there. And you know what else I like? Sour Patch Kids. And Hannibal gets the tag. Hannibal lays him out with a flying clothesline. After getting his ass whooped last week in that brawl, Hannibal is going to be looking for payback. Arn managed to hold his own last week in that brawl, and he is looking like he is doing the same again. We got another lockup, and Arn is getting whipped into the corner. But he had that tag scouted, so we are not going to see any sweet teamwork from Urban Legion just yet. Look at that ripcord knee strike. 1. We got the first pin attempt of the match, but rest assured there will be many more to come. Arn takes the bull by the horns and whips Hannibal into Bloodthorn's corner. And we are going to see some sweet teamwork. Olve posts up on the middle rope and down goes the falling axe handle. We've got these two locking horns and Olve gets him in the fireman's carry, but Hannibal is elbowing his way out. There is nothing flashy or pleasant about the way Hannibal Barker wrestles, and you really do not want to be the other guy. Oh, backbreaker. Olve is not looking good, and we got the tag to Marcus. Let's see what our high-flying phenom is bringing to the mix this time. Olve is clubbing his way to freedom, one elbow strike at a time. He's got Marcus right where he wants him, and boom goes the suplex. Is this going to be enough to take the pin? 1. Oh, not even a 1. We're going to be seeing a lot more blood and broken bones before we hear referee Tom Herb count to 3. Marcus gets whipped into the ropes, and my oh my, look at that acrobatic arm drag. We're seeing these ballet lessons pay off once again, and Olve is trapped in the corner, but not for long. Olve sticking the kick to the gut, and Marcus goes into the powerbomb position. Where is Olve taking him? We are back in the home corner. Olve rolls the dice, and Marcus gets the snake eyes. We got the stomp to the gut, putting him in his place, and here comes the alley-oop powerbomb. 1. Oh, nearly a 2. The boys in Bloodthorn still have a long road to hoe if they want to bring this one home. We got another whip into the corner, and we're going to see some more teamwork. Couple of cheeky knees. And Marcus gets suplexed in stereo. Marcus makes a hot tag to Hannibal, and we got two bitter rivals squaring off all over again. Over the ropes goes Hannibal, but he is punching back. And did you ever feel like every tag match ever feels like a race to see who can whip who into whose corner? There's got to be a more creative way to do it, but unfortunately those kind of big ideas are well above my pay grade. Hannibal is punching his way to freedom. The only solution I've got is to make the wrestlers wrestle in a round ring where there are no corners. How one would go about constructing a circular ring is really not my problem, so I will leave that to big-brained individuals smarter than myself. So far, things are looking pretty good for the boys in Bloodthorn, and for all we know, we may indeed see a title changing hands. We are seeing a whole lot of ballet tonight, and mercifully both teams have left the tutors at home. Arn gets whipped into the ropes, Hannibal goes sideways, and boom goes the shove. Push has indeed come to shove, and Arn makes the tag to Ove. And if I had to list all the wrestlers who've shoved me this last week, I wouldn't have time to do this commentary. And we got the tag to Marcus. Ove roaring in and knocking him down with a clothesline. I think he's gonna go for it. And oh yes, we are seeing that backbreaker STO combination. Run it back, Ernie. Ove has been having a lot of luck with this backbreaker STO combination, even if it is an off-brand version of the Kalishnikov special. Going for Mjolnir, the Hammer of Thor, but Marcus had it scouted. Ove's back in home base, and we got the tag to Hannibal. Here comes some teamwork. Oh, nothing fancy about this, just a synchronized bludgeoning. And while I have everybody's attention, I would just like to remind all the wrestlers on the men's roster that there is nothing funny about pulling down somebody's pants when they are standing at the urinal. I don't care who did it, but I want to see the footage gone from TikTok by the time this match is over. Hannibal goes out of the ring, and do you see what I have to put up with around here, folks? I'm working with a bunch of overgrown children. Ove bounces off the ropes for the run-up, but Hannibal saw that one coming, and down he goes. Hannibal is going topside. Hannibal looking to take flight, and the flying forearm misses the mark. Arn manages to get the tag, and he is laying in those elbows to the head. There is no love lost between these two competitors, and we are seeing it play out all across the canvas. I think we're about to see something special, and here it comes. Good gravy, look at that. Let's take another look. We got a cheeky little backflip from Arn, and straight into a backdrop suplex. Now that's classy. Can he get the pin? 1, 2. Oh, just barely. Arn's looking to tag Marcus, but we got a sneaky little evasion. Hannibal laid out on the canvas, and Arn going for the float over stump puller. But you know what stumps me, folks? All the people watching this that haven't liked and subscribed to Linwood Wrestling Legends. Why don't you go fix that now? Neck breaker from Hannibal. Hannibal's walking it off, and here comes the tag to Marcus. Whichever way this one goes, the boys in Bloodthorn have given the Urban Legion a run for their money. And now we got the tag to Ove. Marcus Antonius is done playing, and he is unloading on his lanky Scandinavian counterpart. Running powerbomb. The boys in the Legion are starting to realize they better get it together or they risk losing their titles. Into the corner goes Ove. We get the tag to Hannibal, and I get the feeling this one's going to be a real doozy. We got the whip. Atomic drop. Basement drop kick. Float over. And another basement drop kick. Good gravy, let's see that again. Whether or not the boys in Urban Legion are wearing the costumes, this right here is some teamwork worthy of my beloved Motor City Machine Guns. Color me suitably impressed. Hannibal taking the opportunity to get in another ground and pound. Once again, there is nothing pretty or sophisticated about the way Hannibal Barker wrestles. The ballet goes round and round like the Breed Man, and once again, if you get that reference, we can absolutely be friends. Ove going for the bionic elbow, but Hannibal says no, not this time around. Here's a basement dropkick. Can he get the pin? 1. Ove is taking a lot more punishment than his delicate frame would suggest he could. Hannibal going topside again. He wants his opponent to get to his feet, and the worst is yet to come. Hannibal takes flight, and the clothesline knocks Ove clear to the canvas. 1. He is not having much luck sticking that pin. One has to wonder, where is Ove even finding the wherewithal at this point? Round and round and round we go, and into the corner Hannibal goes. Ove trying again for the bionic elbow, and this time it hits home with a hell of a thud. And I've got to say, I'm really digging those new blood filters Ernie the cameraman has been using. Into the corner goes Ove, but he had that one scouted. Ove taking his back. And boom goes the reverse DDT. This walking Scandinavian corpse is getting revved up. Good gravy, will you look at that? Roll it back, Ernie. While Ove was hot-dogging for the crowd, Marcus ran up the springboard like a rat up the drain pipe and clocked him with a somersault kick. It's very hard to tell which way the crowd wants this to go. And on the flip side of that, there's a good chance that half the crowd will be disappointed. But one thing we can 100% promise is that there will be no refunds. What the actual crap was that? Let's see that again. Marcus breaks out his high-flying skills to clock Ove with a corkscrew crossbody. Can he get the pin? Nope. Ove and Arn are hanging in there a lot longer than I thought they would, and we got the tag to Hannibal. The Legion are going to be looking to sew this one up soon, so here we go. Hannibal unloading with a barrage of deadly strikes. Ove counters with a stiff punch, and we got the backbreaker STO combination. This very well may be anybody's game at this point, and we shall have to see. We got a little ballet. Ove goes into the corner and gets laid out with a clothesline. The wrestlers must be feeling a lot of fatigue by now, and we got the tag to Marcus. And what the hell is Marcus even doing? Back in the ring he goes. And now he's just playing mind games with his opponent and this commentator. Flying forearm off the slingshot. That was impressive. Ove gets the whip into the corner, and I think we're about to see something big. This is a little something the Legion calls decimatio, and it usually spells curtains. We gotta see that again. Decimatio was a punishment inflicted upon Roman legions when they really screwed up. See, what I tell you folks, gigantic history nerds. Will this be enough for the pin? 1, 2, 3. Urban Legion retains the tag championships. Let's go see some highlights from Ernie the cameraman. The boys from Bloodthorn came in and gave it their damnedest, but at the end of the day, they were no match for a well-disciplined Urban Legion. If we have learned anything from the Motor City Machine Guns, is that having a new team, even one as good as the Motor City Machine Guns, come in and take the championship immediately is never a good thing. After all, where do they go from there? So who knows, maybe this will be for the best. Either way, a ripper of a match and a stellar defense from Urban Legion. So congratulations to Hannibal Barker and Marcus Antonius for this first defense of their championship. A match like that was a great way to cap off what has been an evening of intense wrestling action. And I don't know about any of you, but I feel like we've gone on a bit of a journey here. So congratulations again, boys. And as for me, I am gonna need a power nap and something with a lot of caffeine in it. I'm sorry to say it, folks, but that there is all we have for this week. I just want to take the time to thank each and every one of you wonderful people for tuning in and supporting this rinky-dink wrestling promotion. It was a bit of a long one today, but here at Linwood Wrestling Legends, every match is as short or as long as it needs to be. We are not working to any kind of Procrustean standard here, people. Thanks so much for watching, and we hope you'll join us again next week. Until then, this is your faithful host and color commentator, Jon, signing off and signing out.